Key performance indicators. Using data to prove that a college or university provides value is no easy feat. Higher education institutions must collect information to measure the performance of students, faculty, facilities, and the institution. Proving value and analyzing performance starts by identifying key performance indicators, KPIs. What are KPIs? KPIs are performance metrics that can be tracked, measured, and analyzed. KPIs are used to create benchmarks and measure up the competition. KPIs are used to understand how an institution, program, department, course, or student is progressing toward its goals. KPIs are not goals, they are the tools to understand and measure success. Higher education KPI example. The most talked about higher education KPIs right now are those related to enrollments. For example, if an English department is seeing steady declines in specific courses, they can use the year-over-year enrollment KPI to see precisely when the enrollments are dropping and by how much. Then, after monitoring this KPI for a certain period, the department can determine if these courses should be eliminated or merged into other sections. The goal in this instance could be to increase section fill rates by 20% within the next 2 years. Of course, this will need to be evaluated to determine if it's a feasible goal for the English department's budget and will require a team to develop a strategy to increase enrollments. 4 steps higher education can make the most of their KPIs. KPIs are just a starting point. To see the benefits, institutions should prioritize the following 4 steps. 1. Set goals and targets. Before anything, institutions need to set firm goals and targets. But simply stating that you'd like to increase enrollments isn't specific enough and leaves too much room for subjectivity. A blanket statement with no plan will only set you up for failure. Northeastern Illinois University maintains a public Kpi Progress Report, including a list of its target values and upcoming measurement dates. Their goals are clearly defined and incorporate survey results, frames of reference, measurement frequencies, and visual charts. Looking at this progress report, it's evident that NIU focuses on its goals and how certain KPIs will help them get there. 2. Plan and measure strategically. An institution's strategic plan should paint a vivid picture of its goals and vision for the year. This is where KPIs can play a significant role. Is one of your college's goals to expand the nursing program this year? You'll need KPIs to establish a baseline of how the program was performing before the expansion, and then track the program's performance after the expansion. Over time, KPIs like enrollments, course success rates, and passing rates for licensing exams will show whether the expansion was successful. 3. Assemble the right team. In higher education, KPIs must be identified and agreed upon by a college or university's president, vice president, deans, researchers, and sometimes certain committees. Of course, the exact people involved will just depend on the extent to which the KPIs will be used, so specific metrics for an English department wouldn't necessarily require input from the dean of psychology. Once formally defined, KPIs will require staff support across campus to drive the vision and direction you have in mind. Explain the strategies and goals behind your KPIs to everyone involved to ensure everyone is on the same page. 4. Automate the process. Higher education has traditionally favored manual processes for many administrative tasks, from Excel spreadsheets to PDF reports. But institutions have too much data to manually collect, manage and analyze the information necessary to track KPIs. It's in everyone's best interest to implement a higher education data analytics platform that can do all of this heavy lifting for you. An automated software program will keep your data on demand for real-time views of KPIs like enrollments, faculty productivity, weekly student contact hours, and more. Think of the burden on your institutional research department without an analytics program. They are the gatekeepers of the data and spend much of their time fielding research and report requests when they could be focusing their energies on more strategic action items. Anyone on campus should find the data they need without submitting a research request. 29 KPIs for higher education. The KPIs that colleges and universities can pull from are seemingly endless, but we've compiled some of the most common ones below and use case examples. These are broken down into 5 categories. Financial KPIs, student success KPIs, admissions and enrollments KPIs, faculty and staff KPIs, facilities and resources KPIs, financial key performance indicators. Instructional costs. Evaluate the cost of part-time and full-time faculty members. Administrative costs per student. Understand how much your institution is spending on administrative services per student. Program and department budgets. Analyze budgets by term, semester or year and compare them with actual spending. Revenue, grants and funding. Alumni donations, endowments, research grants, fundraising efforts, federal funds, and other monetary benefits. Student financial aid percentages. Track the number of students receiving scholarships or government aid. Tuition costs. Monitor costs accrued by students on a semester or annual basis. Financial KPI example. Using an instructional budgeting tool, you can compare the cost of employing part-time versus full-time faculty members. For example, can you cut costs by adding another course to a full-time professor's schedule? Tracking instructional expenses will help you better allocate faculty resources and avoid making arbitrary cuts. Student success key performance indicators. Graduation rates. The percentage of students who graduate and the time it takes them. Course success rates. Monitor completion rates on a course-by-course basis. Persistence rates. Understand and monitor the factors that affect students' persistence to the next semester. Student engagement. The number of students who study abroad, live on campus, participate in research activities, are enrolled in honors programs, etc. Student outcomes. Keep track of students after graduation to see where their education takes them. Disproportionate impact. Measure gaps between specific cohorts and your overall student body. Passing rates for licensure exams. Evaluate the effectiveness of your programs in preparing students for licensing exams. Student success example. Inside Higher Ed reports that first-generation students enroll and graduate at lower rates than other students. Looking at your graduation rates broken down by the first-generation cohort will tell you if this is true. If so, a goal might be to increase 6-year graduation rates for first-generation students. You can also use your core success rates KPI to identify areas where these students may be struggling. Admissions and enrollments key performance indicators. Transfer rates. How many students who apply and are accepted are transferring from other institutions? Acceptance rates. The percentage of students who applied and were accepted. Compare your rates to other schools to measure your competitiveness. Student acceptance by zip code. See where your students are coming from and use the information to tailor marketing programs. Year-over-year enrollment. Monitor daily enrollment data to make year-over-year comparisons. Retention rates. What percentage of students return for the next semester? Recruitment marketing programs. Measure the success of each marketing campaign. Admissions and enrollments example. A common KPI is first-year to third-year retention rates. Are students making it past their first year, dropping out, or transferring to different institutions? Keeping track of retention rates can help you strategize ways to increase student persistence. Faculty and staff key performance indicators. Faculty workload and productivity. Keep track of your instructors on an individual and departmental basis. Student to faculty ratio. The number of students per faculty member on a campus-wide basis or by the department. Faculty and staff tenure rate. The length of employment for faculty members and other support staff members. Faculty turnover, supporting tenure numbers and turnover rates identify areas with weak employee retention. Part-time versus full-time faculty, examine the costs and benefits for both types of instructors. Weekly student contact hours, analyze productivity by specific courses, sections, instructors, and other variables. Faculty and staff example. When student-to-faculty ratios increase, the quality of the instruction could decline. This could occur after merging two core sections or eliminating a part-time faculty position. Keeping a close eye on this KPI will give you an idea of whether you made the right call. Facilities and resources key performance indicators. Section fill rates. Identify the number of enrollments for each core section. Classroom utilization, see when, where, and how classroom resources are being used. Sustainability. Evaluate emissions, keep track of LEED certification data, and monitor utility spending. On-campus housing and commuters, know the lifestyle of your students to influence future campus upgrades. Facilities and resources example. Looking to create a greener campus. Checking your classroom utilization metrics will show you the areas of campus that may be wasting utilities, while sustainability data can give you insights into where your emissions are highest.